New York Governor Kathy Hochul directing state agencies to investigate the health risks associated with telecom companies' old lead cables. This comes after the Wall Street Journal reported evidence of decades-old lead-clad cables potentially contaminating waters across the United States and in the air, other places. The industry has been swift in disputing the journal's reporting. Many questions, though, remain on the severity of the situation and whether other providers might face similar scrutiny. For more on this, we want to bring in Jonathan Spalter, who is the CEO of US Telecom, which is a national trade association representing the big carriers and other technology companies as well. Jonathan, first of all, welcome. How big of a problem do you think this is?
Well, first of all, Becky, thanks for having me, and it really is great to represent the American telecommunications industry, which has been connecting communities for over a century now. And there has been speculation these last few days, and that's one of the reasons why we've been putting out facts, very clear facts. And I think that the facts that we've been offering have really addressed many of the concerns. The fundamental fact is that only a small portion of America's telecommunications infrastructure is actually lead-sheathed. And generally, these cables are placed in parts of the country which are minimize the opportunity for access from the public. You know, we are going to take the environmental protection, health and safety of our communities very, very seriously. We have and we will, and we're going to continue to do that as we move forward through this process.
Jonathan, let's cut through this, though. There's a lot of noise around this. It's not all cables. You're right. AT&T has put out its own filing saying that of the 2 million miles of cable that it has, it's only 10%. That's 200,000 miles. That's a lot. Mm-hmm. They do say that 2/3 of that shouldn't be a problem because it's buried deeply and in a place where it's not going to leach out in any way, shape, or form. But that still leaves 66,000 miles just with AT&T alone of cable that might have to be checked out because it's either in the air or it's in the water. Now, there's big questions. The Environmental Defense Fund has said that they don't want to see them start to remove some of the cables, including the one in Lake Tahoe that have been found, because they don't know what happens if you remove the cables, if it creates more of a problem if it's there. But you are talking about tens of thousands of miles at least of cable that's going to have to be checked, that's going to have to be looked into. Some of these cables go back to the 1880s. You know, we stopped using lead in industry back in the 1950s, early 1950s. So these are really old cables. Some of them are still in use, and it's a problem that people hadn't thought about. It's had a huge impact on the stocks of these companies, though. Earlier this week, we saw AT&T hit a 30-year low in terms of its share price. We saw Verizon hit a 13-year low. Both those stocks moved a little higher when AT&T moved out to say, here's what they think is some of the surrounding issues. But this is a problem that we just didn't realize was really out there. Even the guys who study lead at the Environmental Defense Fund didn't think that this could really be a problem this big. What do you do?
Well, I think what we do is we do what the companies are doing, which is first we've begun site testing in various locations that were actually pointed to by the Wall Street Journal report. We are providing testing, in fact, to employees, both on the company's time and on company's expense. We're working closely with, and constructively, I would add, with regulators and policymakers. We're making available information at telecomcablesfacts.com. We're moving rapidly to ensure that we can actually emphasize the fact that there really is a small portion of these cables that are lead-sheathed, and we're going to address these on a case-by-case and site-by-site basis.
I was surprised that we had the scientist from the EDF who has studied lead for 25 years on yesterday. He said this came as a surprise to him. He didn't think it was beyond the Lake Tahoe situation. He was surprised by how big of a problem this is across the industry. Were your members surprised by the level of this issue?
Well, I'd say that the history of America's telecommunications infrastructure, particularly our cables, is very well documented. Becky, you mentioned that these cables have been in place from the 1880s through the 1950s, where they began to be replaced with plastics. We're using fiber optics today. You know, we are following the science. We're following the facts, and we're going to be acting accordingly. I would say that one of the things we've sought from the Wall Street Journal and have asked repeatedly for are the underlying data and records that they have that have contributed to the hypotheses that they've made. They haven't made that available to us. We want to continue the site testing, and we want to do it as quickly and efficiently as possible. And we'd really like the Wall Street Journal to be able to share its data information with us.
Okay. Jonathan, in terms of the issues of lead poisoning, I mean, it's well documented. Lead is a naturally occurring substance. It's not like PCBs. So it does occur in other places. Even the Environmental Defense Fund has said that probably a bigger problem is if you look at peeling paint and the water pipes that have been made out of lead as well. But how do you get your arms around this, especially if you have employees who are worried about what they've been exposed to?
Well, as I mentioned, we're providing testing to all employees who seek it on a voluntary basis. But it's really important to emphasize that the existence of lead-sheathed cables does not equate to a public health risk. We've looked very closely at the scientific literature, and we've seen no evidence that there is that these lead-sheathed cables do equate to a public health risk. But we're going to be continuing to work with regulators and policymakers to address these issues. And most importantly, we're going to follow the science. We're going to continue to do our testing with independent experts. And we're going to make sure that we can drive as quickly as possible to find answers. It's important to reemphasize, though, that as we have as companies putting facts out to the public, that of the overall plant of America's telecommunications cable infrastructure, there is only a small portion that are these lead-sheathed cables.